Hello, this is Ann Baker with Essence Health, and this is session 3, part 3 of a series of videos about the introduction to the Enneagram. In today's video, we're going to cover the 3 centers. This is primary teaching of the Enneagram, that we have a head, heart, and gut centers, or belly center or body center. Okay, we're going to get started. So these 3 centers of intelligence are essential for really optimizing our ability to access our true self, or our essence. When we are stuck in an ego pattern, we're usually not really using all 3 of our centers. So using all 3 centers is really a key to balancing, flow, just living life smoothly, making decisions, uh, holistic health. I taught about the 3 centers before I even knew about the Enneagram, the Enneagram's teachings about the 3 centers. So a lot of holistic systems naturally have incorporated these centers. So again, the goal is balance and flow. You'll see on this graphic that the different Enneagram types are organized based on the centers. And so we're going to talk about what that means. So it's that each of the types within the center have something in common. A lot of their strengths and weaknesses, or if you think about it as assets and liabilities, are related to the same center. And it's each type within each center really filters reality through that lens. It's like another lens. Our type structure is a lens, and then which center we're operating through is another lens. So I'm going to start with the head center. And so that's types 5, 6, and 7. And our head center, we all have one. It's our intelligence, thinking, it's planning, troubleshooting, and understanding. Those are based on the 3 types. Type 7 is about planning, 6 is about troubleshooting, and type 5 is really about understanding. So head types, if you will, looking for mental guidance. They're trying to filter reality, trying to gain information primarily through the head center to give a sense of certainty and safety. So we all do this to some extent, for sure. And it's about our ideas, our belief systems. We use our head center to gather information, make logical conclusions, rational decision making, that kind of thing. So, I'd say that head center is dominant in those types, but it can also be dominant in all the types. So, my teacher, Jerry Wagner, wrote a book called 9 Lenses of the World. And, he talked about that each type has a particular lens of perception that it views and interprets the world with. So each type through that lens has a particular mental fixation, or he used the word schema as a patterned way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. So it's really, when you're looking at the head center, it's what's the thought structures, what's the belief systems that distort reality, that lead to these reaction loops. So that's the primary aspect of the head center. We can be stuck believing we have to be a certain way, or that other people do, or that we have to act a certain way. And that all begins in the head center with a belief system. Okay, so the heart center, the heart types 2, 3, and 4. And this is about your emotional intelligence, your feeling. So the heart is intuiting. So you meet someone, the heart's going to pick up different things than maybe your head center, is going to pick up other qualities or make conclusions, but the heart center is going to feel it out. And it's really about emotions, this intuitive sense, and connecting with others. The heart center is a huge aspect of our relationship. So for the heart center types, the motivation is finding safety through a sense of identity, value, and belonging. So, and that coincides with types 4, 3, and 2. That strong sense of unique identity is part of type 4. Having some value proven through action is type 3. And a sense of belonging with someone is really part of the type 2 structure. So at the heart center, when the heart center is out of balance, we are disconnected from our true self, and we can get disconnected. So we can get disconnected at the heart center from our own feelings, from what we really want, desire. We can also then get disconnected from to other people. So part of the aspect of working with the heart center and healing is about feeling your emotions, managing emotional reactivity, healing old wounds. You might have heard about healing the inner child. So that's all part of the heart center. And there can be, like, there's different thought systems in the head center. In the emotional center, there are different higher and lower emotional aspects. They call these the vices and the virtues, the 7 deadly sins, that kind of thing. So each type has, a distorted aspect of the heart center. And yeah, so that's important to consider when the heart center is also important to consider when you're making decisions. Okay, and finally, the gut center, the somatic or body aspect. A lot of people have this somatic intelligence. They just know how to move, and um, there's this sense of vitality, gut level knowing. That's all part of the gut center. And these types are the 8, 9, and 1. All of the gut center types are motivated by autonomy and safety, and they use this using their life force energy or withdrawing their life force energy. So the 8s use their life force energy and they project it out to be powerful. The 9 tends to withdraw their life force energy, and the 1 has a mix of both. So the physical or the somatic is really key to our growth and transformation, because a lot of our ego patterns are connected to the sense of safety in the body. It's our survival mechanism. So we have to be really present to the body and relax the nervous system to even begin to have access to any of the higher order mind aspects or the heart aspects. So for me, it begins with the body. Um, the divine qualities can be experienced when we are grounded and we're present, fully present. It's not about escaping the body. So many people are misinformed about that, or feel that if we're on a spiritual journey, it doesn't include the body. Somehow the body's bad, or, you know, it's not spiritual, but that's couldn't be farther from the truth. So our mental and emotional patterns actually take form in the body. Our issues are in our tissues, as they say. So really the imbalance or disconnection we have with our true essence really begins in these nervous system patterns. And when we do feel that disconnection with our essence, it translates into more fear, insecurity, this lack of identity or a presence in the world, um, or misusing our energy. So it's a lot about how are you using your life force energy, and what does that look like? What kind of actions are you taking? So, some reflection questions that you can think about is, if you close your eyes and just ask yourself where do you feel your center is? You'll kind of scan from head all the way down and just see where you land, where it feels like, oh, okay, this is home. Um, you can also discover it by exploring your type. So we tend to have a preferred center. What is your preferred go-to center, your primary? What's your secondary? And what's the least developed? Um, and how do you use your favorite center? How does that show up? And third, how do you experience a dysfunction in one of your centers? Maybe you can reflect on how your thoughts or belief systems have led you astray, or you frequently misperceive something and that gets you into trouble, or maybe your emotions aren't quite accurate, or you get flooded by emotions, or you're very concerned with other people's emotions. Um, and with the body center, maybe it's, how are you using your life force energy? How do you withhold it? Um, so a lot of interesting questions. And next time we're going to be diving into describing some of the types. So I hope you follow along. You can subscribe so you get alerts when new videos are being released. So appreciate your listening, and we'll see you in the next video.